All 6 men accused of murdering whistleblower Babita Deokaran have pleaded guilty. This follows a plea agreement between the state and the defense. The men who are appearing in the South Gauteng High Court were charged with murder, attempted murder and possession of an illegal firearm. Deokaran was gunned down outside her Winchester Hills home in southern Johannesburg on the 23rd of August. Deokaran was a senior finance official at the Gauteng Health Department at the time of her murder. She had flagged suspicious payments worth 850 million rand to various companies. The accused were arrested and charged with the murder days after the killing. The trial was expected to begin this month. Previous postponements were to allow the state and defense to thresh out a plea and sentence agreement. Let's talk further about the story now. SABC reporter Hasina Gori has been watching developments in this particular case and joins us live now. Hasina, what else do we know about this plea deal?
So what we found out today was that a plea agreement was finally fleshed out between both the state and as well as the 6 accused. From the 6, what we found out is a lot of details on what exactly took place. So we found out that accused number 1 was the one that had been met by an unknown man who was known to him specifically being part of that taxi industry. He then asked accused number 1, Pagamina Hadebe, to assist him in dealing with Babita Deokaran, saying that Babita was causing problems in the department, flagging these irregular expenditures, but also they needed to assist him in ensuring that Babita did not give the names of those who were part of this illegal activities that were happening. Accused number 1 then went on to recruit 5 of the other accused and then brought them into this plan that they orchestrated. According to the plea agreement, none of the 6 that were in the dock today were one of the shooters. They did not actually, shoot that bullet or the 11 shots that killed Babita Deokaran. All 6 pleaded guilty because they had actually planned, and according to their knowledge at that time, they weren't sure what exactly was going to be the process in ensuring that Babita Deokaran did not speak. All 6 have been given different sentences, ranging from 6 years for accused number 2, as he was not in that specific area at the time of the shooting, and the others have got 22 years as well as 15 years. So these are just some of the information that we found out during that plea agreement.
Now, Hasina, one then asks the question, because this matter has reached this particular point, yet a number of people could still say, we still do not know who the mastermind was.
And I think that's a big question. We're hearing it from the family, we're hearing it from civic organizations. This case, brought a lot of headlines, brought a lot of scrutiny on the Gauteng Health Department. It had been one that had already had irregular expenditure being taking place. There were already issues of corruption and issues of maladministration that were already happening in that area. So this really, caught the attention of civic organizations as well, but also the families saying, and we heard from them today saying, this is just one chapter, chapter 1 of the murder case specifically, that yes, the police and the NPA worked swiftly. These 6 accused were just arrested, I think 3 days after Babita Deokaran had been killed, so they were apprehended quite swiftly. That the matter has, speedily, 24 months, but speedily come to some kind of a conclusion. But now it is for the next step that they're hopeful that the NPA will take the information that they have now been given by these 6 accused and then go for the puppet master, because even during the court hearings today, during the agreements being read out, we found out that the man that even met with accused number 1, he was not personally affected by Babita Deokaran's revelations. He was not part of the orchestration of the money that was being funneled into different accounts. So he was also then reached out by someone else as well. So we don't even know who that puppet master was, really. So hopefully that this will be another step to finding out who called for that orchestrated hit on Babita Deokaran.
Is this something that, the NPA is saying? that it's looking into pursuing as we try to find out then what becomes the next steps in this particular matter.
And that was what we heard from the NPA's Binim Jananwane when we spoke to her. She said that they're hopeful that given that information, that they've now found information that they did not have before, that they will be able to then piece together and bring to book those who had perpetrated this kind of criminality, this brutal killing. Just looking at those pictures of the car, you saw the bullets that had been shot. It was almost 11, bullets that went through that vehicle and left her to die in such a cruel manner.
And definitely cruel indeed. But Hasina, thank you so much for your time this evening. And one really hopes that the family gets to get their closure, because as they say, for them, this is chapter 1. So let's see then what happens in the coming days, and also what the NPA does with the next batch of information. As they say, they've now been able to gather. That is SABC News reporter Hasina Gori following developments for us in that story.